I was born into a family that possessed all of the characteristics of the working poor. Endemic unemployment, lack of skills, no access to higher education, and I was the first in my family to enter into university. That was the result of a tremendous amount of good fortune, of benefaction, and of support. I would love for every citizen in our region to have access to that quality of philanthropic intervention. Young people who try their very best should all be able to go forward to build their families, to build their countries, and to build this region.
This year, we have had an unprecedented pandemic, which has put additional pressure on our university and on our countries of the region. The results of this have been many of our students and prospective students actually considering sitting out higher education for a year or more. We know that that is absolutely not what this region needs, particularly now. We need our students, we need our people, and we need our university.
We recognize that it's important for us to provide our students with all the relevant tools for them to understand who they are, where they are coming from, and where they will be going.
A UWI education is a powerful instrument. It provides a foundation that facilitates the subsequent building of whatever one's imagination prompts. Graduates of our various bachelor's programs typically excel at the postgraduate level at other universities when they have ventured out. Our postgraduate alumni, in turn, distinguish themselves within the region and beyond. The capacity to lead with distinction has been a hallmark of our graduates across all sectors. Recognizing that we are preparing a growing proportion of our students for jobs that do not yet exist or which they themselves will create, one of our objectives is to give the UWI graduate a suite of specific competencies and transferable skills to enable them to perform exceptionally in the workplace and in our societies.
A UWI education is valuable to me because it allows us to solidify to the world that the Caribbean region is capable of managing our affairs independently, showing value in our people beyond sand, sea, and oil.
It reduces the amount of brain drain that the Caribbean sees on a regular basis, because once we can offer a good education, students can stay here to develop our region.
It builds on the hopes and dreams of all of us as students that we can become functioning citizens in our respective societies.
It represents a key driver of growth, performance, prosperity, and competitiveness through the development of human capital. It represents the opportunity to make a wider impact on society.
I pursued an undergraduate degree in economics and statistics, which I completed with first class honors. I'm a past president of UWIStat. I've interned with CARICOM and the United Nations, representing the University of the West Indies. The value of a UWI education is so much I can't even describe it, because this was my mother's dream. Like I said, it was something that I never ever thought would have been possible. So therefore, to have been able to actualize that and make her proud, that first of all is like the major value to me. Secondly, I am able to attend a premier institution and just be able to be my best self, be that light rising from the west. My name Asha means life and hope, and I found it kind of, like a self-fulfilling prophecy to be at the UWI and to be a part of that light that continues to shine.
Personally, as a direct result of being a UWI graduate, I have been able to work with the government at high-level meetings, represent the university overseas at various UWI meetings, encourage other students, potential students, to come into the UWI space and to get their degree at this creme de la creme university. There's no other choice but UWI.
That's a real mixed bag of treats. I thoroughly enjoyed my time as an undergraduate at the St. Augustine campus. I double majored in chemistry and biochemistry, and I recall being called upon in a tutorial session to explain crystal field ligand theory. I hit that for 6. I especially think about that sound a cricket ball makes as it comes off the bat when the batsman comes down the wicket, especially to a slow bowler, and hits it back over his head. I think I heard that sound that day in class. Students who weren't there at the time sought me out for an explanation. Outside of class, I was involved in faculty concerts, singing, acting in plays, and as MC. And I even edited the student campus newsletter. Quite a thing for a science student. Overall, I recall being challenged by my lecturers and fellow students and growing considerably from the experiences.
My most memorable UWI experience was when I graduated with my doctorate. It brought with it a sense of fulfillment and personal self-actualization. It conferred on me not only an additional title, but also specialized knowledge. The process of getting my doctorate taught me valuable lessons as well. It taught me the importance of doing work that is important, work that has an impact, and work that makes a difference in the world. The process also taught me discipline and perseverance. These are values that are tremendously important in all aspects of life.
One of my most memorable experiences was on the day of graduation. On that particular day, I became the first of 4 children to graduate from the University of the West Indies. This to me was an enormous victory. A victory because I'm the first out of my family to have graduated from a prestigious university.
Emancipate, educate, and donate. And the reason behind this theme is because we're looking at trying to increase the knowledge of our history, or region's history, to let people understand the role of education, and at the same time to build a culture of philanthropy. This Global Giving Program is a fundraising initiative intended to raise funds for a number of initiatives, from scholarships to infrastructure development across the university to research, all different programs. However, this year, for 2020, we're focusing this program to raise funds to support our students who have been negatively impacted by COVID-19 pandemic. Students and their parents who now are wondering whether they should continue their education. And that's why this is so important to us this year.
It is the resources from Global Giving that will continue to educate our students and provide them with that solid foundation to become strong Caribbean citizens.
Our current students, and particularly our new students, are taking the most courageous but also wisest of steps to pursue tertiary education. It remains the most reliable mechanism for upward mobility and society building. In a modified world, these competencies will continue to be in demand.
The UWI Global Giving Program delivers a fundamental value to our society, that is, to empower through education.
Through the continuous generosity of our alumni, giving their time and service, their talents and donations, the University of the West Indies will continue to serve the Caribbean with excellence. This support is especially important now, since the University of the West Indies is readjusting to life with COVID-19.
Our graduates are the university's most valuable product, and you all enhance the institution's reputation by the positive impact you make on the Caribbean and the world. So congratulations to all UWI alumni. I encourage all graduates to support global giving by donating in person or through the donation link, which is shown at the bottom of your screen.
Nearly 8 decades ago, our University of the West Indies was created as an institution to be a shining light in the West. I was privileged to be one of the students passing through this university in my earlier years. All the independent nations of the Caribbean have benefited from the work of this university because it is those who left these precincts who have guided and informed the development of our nation. Governments alone will not do it. Therefore, all of us who have been beneficiaries of this rich legacy must contribute whatever we can. Even the widow's mite will be greatly appreciated.
As little as $10 can go a very long way to make someone's future a brighter one.
UWI Global Giving is one way that every member of the Caribbean community can contribute. Not just people within the region, but also the Caribbean people in our diaspora. So we are reaching out to everyone within your means, as we say, as little as $10. At this point, I pause to say thank you to our past donors and sponsors who have supported this program over the years, and also to mention our patrons, a number of distinguished alums right across the region who have lent their names and time and treasure to this program and the development of the program over the years.
Right now, while most of our Caribbean economies are grappling with the effects of COVID-19, this is when our students need assistance the most.
This pandemic brings forward challenges such as food scarcity. It brings forward challenges such as the lack of digital devices to continue education. We need your help.
This global giving process is an attempt really to urge civil society, our alumni especially, to participate in this development initiative. We know that our governments have carried this university and higher educations on their shoulders for these past 72 years. It is now so very important that our graduates participate in providing resources, not only to allow the university to function in terms of its capacity with sophistication and teaching and learning, but also with helping students who have historically fallen by the wayside through no fault of their own, because they were born in a circumstance of poverty and marginalization. The question we always have to ask, what if all of our citizens, despite their material circumstances, were able to enter into higher education? We know that intellect has nothing to do with poverty. We are here to create an opportunity. This is a request, therefore, for support. Support from our graduates, our corporate partners. Let us do our best, especially now that there is expected to be a tendency for persons, young people especially, to retreat from higher education as a result of the impact of COVID. This is not the time to retreat from higher education. It would be a disaster if our young people especially retreated from university life at this moment. It would be a disaster for them, for their families, and for this region. We will need a more aggressive approach to knowledge formation in the post-COVID circumstance. Our recovery from this pandemic will depend upon the extent to which we can mobilize all of our skills, all of our talents, the full intellectual capacity of our society. So, in supporting this event, I urge that not only must you assist in the mobilization of financial resources. But we also ask you to keep focus in being advocates of higher education. Spread the word that this is the time, this is the moment to go aggressively into higher education and not to retreat. Spread the word, be an advocate of access, and in so doing, facilitate those young people especially with the resources that will require them to step forward. Thank you very much for your support of your University of the West Indies. Thank you.